Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
Welcome everyone to the next edition of the Practiceology podcast, the science of running a highly profitable allied health business that works without you. And a great session today with my great mate, Tyson Franklin. Tyson, thanks for joining us on Practiceology.
No, Paul, thanks for having me on. And as you would know, I love podcasting.
You do.
This is just, podcasting is one of my favorite mediums. So yeah, anytime I'm invited, I will be here.
Well, you're gonna love the 7-minute format. The 7 minutes will start after I do your intro. So the formal introduction of the great Tyson Franklin. Graduated from Queensland University of Technology way back in 1988. Ooh. And over the past 30 plus years, he's successfully opened more than 20 podiatry businesses. He feels business education is one of the key ingredients to business success, which is why he wrote the book, It's No Secret There's Money in Podiatry. He now focuses his energy on podiatry business coaching and enjoys sharing other podiatrist stories on the Podiatry Legends Podcast. And his crowning glory, he was a featured speaker on the World Podiatry Business Success Summit, which I put together. Find that at podiatrysummit.com. Tyson Franklin, are you ready for me to press the starting button on our 7-minute podcast?
Should I have a timer in front of me as well?
Oh, why don't you? We're going to synchronize our watches. You ready?
I'm going to put the stopwatch on. Hang on, let me reset.
7 minutes.
Let's go now.
Go. All right. With 7 minutes, Tyson Franklin, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client, one, are podiatrists, but they're probably more regional podiatrists than even city podiatrists. That sort of narrowed it down a little bit more because being in a regional area. But regardless of the podiatrists that I work with, they've got to be open-minded and willing to take on new information. Because there's a lot of podiatrists out there who, I want to have a better business. Oh, but I already know that. But I already know that. But I already know that. If you bloody know it all, why aren't you doing it? So yeah, it's podiatrists who are open-minded and know they don't know everything and they're willing to learn about business.
Great. Question number 2, with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left. What is the problem, Tyson, that you solve? What problem do you solve for these podiatrists?
The biggest problem I solve with them, their biggest problem is lack of profits and lack of time. So I have this 4-piece puzzle that I put together to help them make more money, make more and get more time back pretty much. And it's like structuring their diary, looking at their marketing, putting their systems together and making sure their team actually fits in with what it is that they're actually trying to do. So it's like working on those 4 puzzles to help them improve their profits.
More profits, more time.
Yeah, and more time to themselves.
So question 3, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left,
what
are the typical symptoms people experience when they don't have enough profit or enough time? What happens to them, Tyson?
I think the biggest thing is frustration and anger. They get frustrated easily. They get angry at the smallest thing. But I think another part is sometimes it's like hopelessness. And I think one of the worst things that any business owner can do is be comparing themselves to the guy down the road. So I was talking to someone recently and they said, I was out at this place and this other podiatrist that went through with me, they're doing so well. We were making like $10 bets and they were pulling out $100 notes and doing this and doing that. And I said, they might just be stupid. So I think sometimes they get angry and frustrated themselves that they feel they should be doing better, but they're not. And they feel hopeless. And I think that as part of as a business coach, it's us to help sort of say, look, this is what you can do. You just need to know how to do it. Like if you don't know how to do something, you need someone to show you how to do it. That's all it really is.
All right. Question 4, with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left. What are the common mistakes people make when they try and increase profits and free up their time? You said 1, compare them to everyone else is a big mistake. What other mistakes do they see when they're trying to increase their profits and free up time?
They try and do everything themselves. And I did that myself. I don't need to ask for help. They're not prepared to ask for help. They know they don't know how to do something. So they will, you've heard that saying, if you put 10,000 hours into something, you'll be an expert. Yeah. Okay. But if you go to an expert and get them to help you, you might only need to put 1,000 hours in. You can cut out 9,000 hours. So I think a lot of podiatrists think, oh no, I will just learn how to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I play the guitar. You probably do too. Most of it, you don't? No. Okay.
I'm hopeless. I tried, but I'm hopeless.
So when I wanted to play the guitar, I could have just got a guitar, got YouTube, and tried teaching myself. But instead, I got someone who I knew was an awesome guitar player who'd played in bands, done a lot of stuff. And I tell you, he took me from not being able to, I didn't even know how to tune it, to 7 or 8 months later, I was playing on stage with him at our Christmas party.
3 minutes and 14 seconds left. Question 5. What is one valuable free action, Tyson, that the Practiceology podcast audience can implement to help increase their profits and free up their time? You said get a mentor was one already. So what's the big
the thing that you hear a lot of people say is, "Oh, put your prices up." And I think, yes, putting your prices up does make more profits. However, if you just do that, it's not really changing your business in any way. So to me, I think the first thing you should be doing is eliminating the type of patients you don't want to see. So I knew right from the start, when I first started working, I didn't like ulcers. They just made me sick. If I saw an ulcer, I'd dry reach. Just the smell of it would just kill me. And so I don't like open wounds. I just don't like that sort of stuff. So I knew straight away I was never going to treat those patients. So if somebody rang up and said they had that problem, I wouldn't see them. So to me, that's one of the things you should be doing, is eliminating the type of patients you don't want. So therefore you can focus on the patients you do want to see. Because to me, that's one of the keys, is you've got to find your happy place in your business.
Yeah. 2 minutes left. Question 6. What is one valuable free resource you can direct people to that will help them increase their profits and increase their spare time? What can they access?
2 things. One, listen to the Podiatry Legends podcast. There's well over 100 episodes now, and they keep add another episode every week. If I had this resource when I was a student, I would just be going, my God, how good is podiatry going to be? If you've been out 10, 15, 20 years, but I think it's not, I've got friends who are not podiatrists who listen to this podcast who just go, bloody hell, I didn't realize how interesting podiatry was. So that's the first thing. And the other part would be, read my book, It's No Secret There's Money in Podiatry. That will give you the basics of what you need to be setting up in your business. And it's not dated. So yeah, there may be a few things in there that may change over time, but the basics never change.
And where do they go? What's the title of the podcast?
Oh, the podcast is the Podiatry Legends Podcast.
Yeah.
And my book, It's No Secret There's Money in Podiatry.
All right, 56 seconds left, Tyson.
Tyson,
what's the one question I should have asked you that would give great value to all Practiceology audience members?
If I could go, well, if you said to me, Tyson, if you could go back, and what's one thing that you would change in your career if you're starting all over again, I would say niche down. If right from the start, if I could go right back down and said, what do I really love doing in podiatry? What's the thing I just love? And I made that my niche, I tell you, I would have been absolutely killing it. So that's the secret, niche down.
You are a superstar, and you've come in right on time. You're a superstar, Tyson. On behalf of Practiceology, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks. Once I said before, thank you for the invite.
Thanks, Jeff, and see you later.
Yeah.